Mr. Mike Burton. How are we, sir?
I'm absolutely over the moon. Mr. Positive is here.
Get in the building. Mate, well, listen, this is the second time we met now. First time at Clinton's event the other week, which is brilliant, and you're a keynote speaker. It's fantastic. We won't go into exactly what we did. Well, we will eventually, but really, really good talker. Like, it really hit the nail on the head with you can see some speakers sometimes and it doesn't quite get everyone, but when you spoke, the whole room was stum. Which is a
do you
good
know
sign.
one of the reasons why I think that is? Genuinely, I'm just the average Joe person.
It's relatable.
Who's overcome so much adversity, and I feel like I was driving here today and I feel so grateful that I've been able to get to the place where I can heal enough to be able to share what I've been through. And hopefully, I don't class myself as being the most educated person in the world, so my messages are quite simple and they are relatable. And I'm not a turnkey speaker. So when I turn up every time, the talk's never about me, it's about us. Yeah. And this podcast will be exactly the same.
Amazing. Well, let's get into it then, mate. What is your story? Who is Mike Burton and how did the journey of Mike start as a kid?
Wow. I don't know if we've got long enough on this podcast, but we'll try and get there. So obviously you can tell that I'm mixed race. Father's African, mother's English. My dad left before I was born, so again, I'm going to try and drop as many golden nuggets in here to be able to help everybody live a more happy and positive life. And no child should ever grow up without the parents. If you're separated, that's fine, but still be in contact, still being there for them every single day, emotionally, be there for them. I don't know how any parent actually leaves a child, especially before they're born, because they're going to be the greatest gift you're ever going to get, even if they are a pain in the ass sometimes. And then, so my life started off like that. My mum was really young. She tried her best, to be able to look after me and my sister. My grandparents had to, help out, which, God bless, my nana is the most amazing person in the world. Anybody who's got, grandparents in their life, they always hold a special place in your heart. My nana was exactly the same. And anybody who's from up north or Yorkshire, you'll know when I sat on her knee and she fed me, Yorkshire puddings and golden syrup.
Chalk ices.
Oh my God. You just walk in and you'd be like, what am I eating?
Yorkshire puddings and golden syrup?
Yeah. If you don't know.
Never
get
heard
to
that.
know. This week,
So cooked Yorkshire puddings?
cooked Yorkshire pudding, the golden syrup on.
What, and do you like dip or do you like
just drizzle it on, eat it, thank me later. Anybody watching this, thank me later.
Right, okay. I'm going to try that tonight. Clint, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Your coach is like that, get him off the podcast. Yeah. But so, and then in my upbringing, obviously, as you're growing up, you start to realise that you're different. I'm mixed race, ain't got a father. Why are, other kids' parents, picking them up? And why is the dad taking them to football? Why they're doing all these sessions? My mum did an amazing job. But, everybody needs a positive role model in their life. And especially as a male, you need that male.
Yeah.
So from a young age, I didn't have somebody to be able to do that for me. The next male that came into my life, I thought, he was like David Beckham to me. Coming to my life, thought I did jackpot. Everyone else got a dad, I've got a dad. I'm calling him dad, within 6 months. But I wasn't living with David Beckham's. What had actually happened is I was living through domestic violence. At a young age, I was sheltered, from it.
Yeah.
I was manipulated, by him. My love for him, because it was something, when you haven't had something in your life, you become blind to it.
Yeah.
And whether that's,
and I think people prey on that as well, though.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, and I think whether that's abusive stepfather, or if you're in a relationship because you've always felt unwanted, or you're getting into a peer group. So many people are involved in gangs, drugs, knife crime, who aren't bad people. There's something I want to say is, if you're watching this and you have done some bad things in your life, but deep down that you're a good person, good people do bad things as well.
100%.
But it's what you do when that realization comes around. So for me, growing up through that, multiple different primary schools, really hindered education, surviving as a family, and we went through some absolute traumatic times, living in cars, running away, and also trying to just find some peace. And I'll never, ever begin to try and totally understand domestic violence and anybody who's in it, but it's not as easy as what people think to get out of.
No.
And my mum did an amazing job, and my sister did, looking after, me. and and surviving those moments till obviously I got into my young teenage years. And at this time, you can imagine broken education, can't read and write properly, not really engaging in those, and we managed to break away from the domestic violence. Thank God. A lot of family support. Anybody, if you're watching this and you are genuinely, you are suffering with anything, whether it be your domestic violence, your mental health, any form of abuse or your addiction, please just go get that support you need, because, life's worth living. You don't have to stay there. It'll be the hardest thing you ever do going to get that support, but I promise you it'll change your life. And it won't be easy.
And a lot of people in that sort of situation, people that I know as well, you don't see it. A lot of people are, like you say, it's quite a blind thing when people are in that rut sort of times, because it becomes normality, doesn't it?
But also it can become normal for some people. And the frightening thing is, when I say this, and I know we'll fast forward and this podcast will go left, right, up and down, but when my son was born, he gave me the opportunity to put everything right, because I'll never abuse him. I'll never hit him.
Yeah.
I'll never leave him. I'll never not be part of his life. Yeah. You don't have to be there every single day, but you have to be there whenever they need you.
Yeah.
And Charlie gave me the opportunity to heal, because I could prove to myself that there's so many people who suffer domestic violence, then they do it to somebody else. And that happens all over the world, and it's sad.
Yeah.
But if you are listening to this and this is relating to you and you have suffered that, please know that you can be the positive change in the world. And your world is your world, which is your kid, your friends, your family. That's who you can impact.
Yeah.
Don't think wider than that. Until you get that right.
Start with that.
Yeah.
That's the foundation for everything else.
It is. Personal accountability. I was abused. I will not be an abuser.
Yeah.
That's where it has to start for everybody. And then using all of that trauma, and I say this all the time, and you saw it on the day, when you learn to say thank you for the hardest parts of your life, you can become an extraordinary person. Because I thank my stepdad for abusing me, because I'll never abuse anybody else.
Yeah.
Every single person that, gave me racial abuse, I will never discriminate against anybody who's religious, colour, skin, age, weight, doesn't matter. Because when you've experienced it, I learned that lesson. I thank all those teachers that gave up on me as a kid, because that's why I worked with some amazing people to create schools for kids that schools had let down. And it was only when I learned to say thank you for those hardest parts of my life, not only did it make me a better person, but it started to heal me. Because the anger inside of me, I'd turn to drink, drugs, violence, all of that to escape that pain. When realistically,
it just makes things worse.
Oh, it does. And there's one thing. If you're watching this, and it's going to be a hard lesson, you have two minds. You've got your conscious mind, you've got your subconscious. Guess what? You can't cheat your subconscious, Richie.
No, you can't.
It knows everything. You can think you're telling yourself one thing, but it never forgets the trauma you've been through.
Yeah.
It doesn't. My subconscious knows every time that I was abused, every time that I've had a racial comment, every time I've suffered from social anxiety for being rejected, yeah, it knows all of it. So when I walk into a room that's new and I'm scared, I'm not scared of the people, I'm scared of the rejection. And even my conscious mind can tell me now, Mike, you're a motivational speaker. Mike, you've raised £300,000 for charity. You've finished to the final 3 of Pride of Britain, Commonwealth baton bearer. Still, when I walk into a room, that social anxiety is there still. But the difference is now I'm starting to believe in myself. And that's the difference. When you start to believe in yourself, it's because you're doing this. You have built up enough evidence to start informing your conscious mind, but more importantly, your subconscious mind, because you have to rewire it. You've got, for me, I've got I had 39 years worth of one input of information that's, informing those beliefs. And those beliefs are what drives every single day. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you interact, everything, the way you smile. So to reprogram that, it starts with day 1, day 6, day 66, and it's onwards. Because personal development is an ongoing process. And if anybody's listening to this, remember, mental health doesn't have a fucking day off.
No, it doesn't. So if you And this is really interesting because I never used to be the way I am today. And, very much like yourself, like I'm a totally different person today than I was 10 years ago. Completely different. You would not recognise me 10 years ago. Like,
what was you like 10 years ago? I know this is meant to be about me, but I'm dead intrigued about people.
Just angry. Constant anger, like...
Have you managed to pinpoint why that is yet? Any reasons?
Yeah, and I think most of it was being on a bit of a warpath with the army. My best mate died. I'd come back from Afghan, and my best mate died when I was on leave at home. So you come back from there and you think, right, I'm home now, I'm safe. Last weekend I was at home, best mate died in a motorbike accident. And I was in Birmingham Hospital, and I rang my platoon sergeant and I was like, listen, I know I'm meant to be back tomorrow, but I'm currently in Birmingham Hospital. My best mate's on his deathbed. They turn life support machine off in the morning if his brain doesn't stop swelling. Can I have a couple of days to sort myself out because I'm in no fit state to come back? And he just went, it's not immediate family, get to your fucking course. Poof.
No way.
Put the phone down.
No way.
And that phone call dictated the next 10 years of my life.
And that is, when I say this, everybody has a crossroads in their life.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, often, because we are, I'm being honest, and sorry if this offends you in any way, often at the point that happens, we're too weak to be able to meet it head on.
100%.
Yeah.
I say it was like my elastic band snapped.
Yeah.
Ever so often, people get stressed out and you stress
Just on that note,
band.
before you do this, can I ask a question?
Come on.
Did you go back or did you stay with your mate?
No, stay with mate.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, stay with mate. No. So then, cut a long story short, I spoke to my sergeant major on the next day. My mate was like, listen, we'll sort it tomorrow, So obviously, Matt ended up passing away anyway in the morning, and my sergeant major rang us the next day and was like, listen, don't worry about it. Go to your mate's funeral. If you come back now, chances are you're not going to go to a funeral. So just stay off. I'm not going to think anything bad of you for going to your best mate's funeral, childhood friend sort of thing. Just come back, we'll get it sorted. So I was there. A couple of weeks later, funeral, came back literally the next day. I was in bits. Just fucking absolute in bits.
Which is natural.
Yeah. And I was walking across Parade Square, got back to Germany, walking across Parade Square, and you couldn't make it up. Platoon sergeant was walking the same way as me towards me, and he shouted over, he went, was it really worth it, was it? Did you say bye to your fucking mate? Because you're going to jail now for being AWOL.
Fucking word, no
and
way.
I dropped my bag, ran at him, fucking nearly killed him.
Wow.
I broke my hand. That's how I had to have an operation on my hand. I hit him and snapped my hand and just kept smashing him up. I was on top of him. I was fucking crying my eyes out. Like, I just snapped, completely snapped. Ended up getting jailed for 4 months. And then, but because he was in bits, like, he wasn't in any fit state to give any sort of statement. Like,
yeah.
And it didn't help me because I was on top of him screaming, I'm going to kill you, and all sorts.
Yeah,
I just completely lost it. And I just got backdoored out of the army. They just went, listen, are you going to carry on being the way you're being, or are you going to leave the army? And I was just like, and I was in SEG as well, so like, because nobody could come into my cell. Yeah. First time someone came into my cell, smash fuck out of them. So, because I was just on that warpath, because I was like, I've given you everything. Absolutely, I've never asked for a fucking thing. And I've just had this, horrific thing happen to me, and you don't give a shit. So now I don't give a shit about you.
And I think on that, obviously, people always ask me why you're so positive, and you always see the good in everything, and you're always then trying. It'd be natural for me to turn around, which I would have done before, and go, that's totally understandable. But we have to learn from everything in life, because we're both here because we want to make a positive difference to the world. You're doing some amazing stuff for the veterans, yeah? Your podcast is showcasing so many amazing highlights of everybody, from whether they're working in, trees, or they're working in the army, It's about bringing things to life. And if anybody's listening to that story and think to yourself, that happens so much in your life. Let me rephrase that. Bad people do things to good people and make them bad.
Yeah.
And then it's the good people that suffer from it.
Yeah.
So it's the hardest lesson to learn, is that for every one person out there that's really got your back, there's going to be 100 who want to see you fail.
100%.
So if you are watching this and you're listening thinking, that's me, already identify those people in your life, because they are your potential triggers. Don't overthink about them, but visualize it, so when it comes, just smile.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of it, this is really lucky where Richy, for example, taking everybody on a journey, on the back of that, you've managed to get to the point now, which if I was to say to you, because I spoke to you before the podcast, you are the most positive and happy you've been for your whole life.
Literally.
You're totally in line with your purpose, and it's led you that way.
Yeah. And I'm dead great for everything shit that's ever happened. Like, I think it's in the shit times that you grow as a person.
Not everybody.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, and it's almost, that saying make or break.
It gives you an opportunity to grow. And I think I'm a nightmare for this, now. Reason when I say this, when I suffered from social anxiety, I was a fantastic talker. I was a shit listener. Because I was always thinking about me, and I was always thinking about what's next and how I might get found out, how I might get rejected. So I'd never listen.
Yeah.
But when you go through traumatic times like you have, and then you find yourself and you realize there's so much value in life, and you start listening to other people and you surround yourself with great people, wow, your life can explode with so much happiness, can it?
Yeah. And this is, I'm dead lucky now to have so many unreal people around me. Like,
we've been laughing about 5 of them already.
I know,
morning.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? But it's the hardest thing you'll ever do is delete people that bring no value to your life.
Oh.
Whether it's friends, family, fucking pets. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I say to the point and one of the points of the story, because we'll get back to that, when I was saying, when I was 16, nearly going to prison and on a road to nowhere, the biggest decision I made was getting rid of every single friend in my life. At that point, I had nobody. I had to walk into an enrollment hall at the college, and I couldn't even read the enrollment card. The guy had to help me fill it out. I started on the lowest level course you could in the country, entry level 1. That's like kids at year 3 in school, ABACA. Learning to read in special needs classes, going through, functional skills level, entry level 1, entry level 2, entry level 3. But I would have never even been able to stay on that course if I'd have answered that phone and gone out joyriding one more time. If I'd have answered that phone and gone and took a boomie when I don't even like smoking weed and the feeling shit.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'd do it just because you thought you're fitting in.
Yeah.
And that was the difference, where I was a really good person. My nana taught me so many good values of being kind and caring and having family around you. But I used to push everybody away because it was so easy not to have a relationship, not to have close relationships with family, not to put yourself in a position to go sign up for a course or a job, because staying where I was safer than getting rejected or failing.
Yeah.
And that's genuinely true. And so many people are like that. But you have to understand that you're not like that for any reason. You're like that from everything that's happened in your childhood. Everyone's got an inner child.
Yeah.
And it was only recently that I realised that I don't need anything from anyone in life anymore apart from one thing: love, care and attention. Do you know why? Because I've got a broken little boy inside that still needs loving.
Yeah.
And so many of us forget to nurture that inner child of ours, that they just need the foundations of life. They need warmth, they need comfort, they need to feel loved. They need somebody to come along. And why I do random acts of kindness for people in the street, going and helping homeless people out, raising £300,000 for charity, not from government money, just to dish out.
Yeah.
Because I just looked around and thought people need that. Because one kind message or act, genuinely, and it's not a cliche, can change some people. But it's also changed that one person's life.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are, you see it on the internet all the time now. Everybody's thinking about, and this is going to be really relevant for what you're doing in business right now. There's most probably, 1 billion people across the world on social media.
Yeah.
Do you even know the stat? No. So just say there's 1 billion people. Yeah. Say there's 5 million of them who are content creators. I guarantee less than 1% of those are actually bothered about the community of followers got. They're more bothered about gaining more.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. They're doing it for growth, for a return.
Yeah.
where when I do this, I have sent 779 messages in 779 days to make a positive difference to the world and hopefully give one person a more positive day with a bit of hope.
Yeah.
If I was looking at blowing up, guess what? I'd have quit ages ago.
Yeah.
But I don't. I pull my phone out, and for the first 99 days, I won't lie to you, I pulled my phone out, and we all know you hit the preview button, and I thought, that's going to be shit. No one's going to like that. But what am I saying? You look an idiot. You look fat. You look this. And I'd send it. On day 100, and this is when I talk about doing the reps in life to actually inform your subconscious, I hit the preview button, watched it, and smiled. And that was my greatest achievement in life when I say this. And it wasn't my son, and it wasn't, creating schools with amazing people or raising money for charity or winning national awards. That was the first day I felt comfortable in my own skin. I'm proud of myself.
That's amazing.
And that's where I say I'll continue sending a message every single day, whether I've got 1,000 followers or I've got 1 million, because the message is for me first.
Yeah.
And knowing that inner child of mine that wants to make himself proud is doing that.
And it's consistency is key, and it's with everything, and it's the way you've changed yourself and your life, and it's nice in it because I had a meeting with someone last week, and I told that same story to someone and went into it all, and she looked at me and she went, I can't see you doing that.
Yeah.
And I love that because that to me is, I'm far enough away from that person that happened to, and it's meant when people say that, that makes me happy to know.
Do you mind me asking you a question?
Go on.
Why did it make you so happy? This is for anybody watching, because people don't understand the process behind feeling that way. So I don't know if you have. So I'm asking you before I tell you.
Because I am so far away from, that was the worst point of my life.
Yeah.
I'm now at the best point of my life.
Brilliant. Congratulations, by the way.
That's all right. And I'm proud of myself because I know what that has taken to get from that to that. That is a big fucking, and it's taken years. Has taken 10 plus years.
Pain. Finance. Losing friends, losing family. All of it, I bet.
Yeah, everything. Do
you know the biggest thing?
Everybody has shit, and every shit sells the same, and your shit is no different to my shit, and it is just...
I talk a lot, and I've wanted to hold a few things back that I wanted to say to you live. And I know the podcast is always meant to be about me, but as I say, everything I do is always about us. Me, you, and everybody watching.
Yeah.
Do you know why I am so proud of you to what you've got now? Because do you know when you left the army, you lost your identity?
Yeah.
And 100%. You've created a new one.
Yeah.
So you should be fucking dead proud of yourself.
Nice one, man.
You see what I mean? It's true.
I'd want a thinner identity at the moment.
Clint's watching going, so would I. Worst client in the world. Hey, what you say? I'm busy changing the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can't do everything.
Yeah,
Prioritization. You told me that. Rule number one.
Exactly, mate.
But when I say that, and I know I can come across like Mr. Positive, so happy, spreading all those, but deep down, everything needs to be stripped back and look at that. And what you just said there about that meeting, and somebody said they'll never see you that way. The message is this, and I keep saying about putting golden nuggets in, the message is this. Sometimes you need somebody else to look backwards for you to make you realise how far you've come.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're so driven like you are, you're so lost in the future, you never give yourself any gratitude for how far you've come.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Golden nugget number 4.
But it's true in that. And this goes back to when I was saying about when you can surround yourself with good, honest people who are genuinely invested in your progress. Yep. I was listening to the High Performance podcast on the way here. I don't really listen to podcasts. I only listen to the short clip ones and I have them in the background.
Yeah.
And I only listen to one that are around it's only because sometimes they have sporting people on. It's just a bit interesting. Because I always get asked the question, oh, you must have read this book because you've said that. No, I don't read books. You must have listened to that podcast and that person. I'm like, no.
Nope.
That's it. Do you know, the only reason I know who Jay Shetty is because he sponsors loads of things and he flags up on your page. And obviously, but yeah, lovely tone, great message. Really like it. Spiritual, love it. But even listening to other people can reinforce your own self-beliefs. Every message I say comes from my heart, yeah, and then it comes out.
Yeah.
So I'm listening and they're going, you'll never understand, on the High Performance podcast, you'll never understand the power of just being somebody else's cheerleader. Do you know, and actually, why do we actually celebrate people when they achieve the goal? Why can't we cheer them along the way?
Exactly.
Innit?
And it's now, like I've noticed that now more than any other time, when people come out the woodwork and say, "Oh, mate, we should definitely link up for a coffee. Not seen you for years, and but I've seen you doing really, really well." And I'm
But
like,
why did they see you?
why did you not fucking message me like 5 years ago when I fucking needed your help?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's true, because you've seen me pop up on your Instagram.
Yeah. And it's a sad world when that, like, I think that all the time, and I'm like, why did you not just, if it meant something, why did you not message before? Why is it taken to pop up to,
You know me, I've got a like a view on everything.
yeah.
I just see the world through a different lens.
Yeah.
Do you know when moments like that happen? It's because you've done something or said something that has just held the mirror up in front of someone else. And they've gone, oh, I wish I did that. So someone would have seen and thought, me and Richie, we was the same at school. Why does he look successful now? I want to be successful. I'm going to reach out to him. So what you've really done, and this is what happens when I say to people, is the biggest inspiration you can be to people is to be a role model without knowing you're being one. And I say to myself every day that I get up at 4, sometimes I have a lay in 5, get up. It says to any person that wants to get out of bed every morning. And people say to me all the time, I get messages in my inbox going, Mike, I'm a successful online fitness coach, but why the fuck can you just have a day off? Because I get up and I think, you make me feel guilty for having another half an hour in bed. But it's not the fact I'm doing it to make them feel guilty. I'm just putting the mirror up because they're saying to themselves, I want to get up.
Yeah.
And that's when I say to you, don't ever think anybody who comes at you with negative advice or negative comments, about your progress, all they're doing is saying, I wish I did it.
Yeah.
So that's it. So if you're watching this and you get people, if you're a content creator or you've got friends in the office or whatever, and somebody goes, oh, what are you eating that rabbit food for again? Why are you making them stupid videos, Mike? Yeah. Richie, what are you doing a film for veterans? Do you know there's Help for Heroes for that? Why are you doing it? Do you know what? All they're really saying to you is, in their own way, well done.
Yeah.
Because do you know why I use that language? You're saying somebody going, well done, you've done something else positive again. Every negative comment that comes my way is just reinforcing I'm doing something right.
Yeah. If you're not getting, it's the best thing somebody has told me, if you're not getting shitty comments on your videos, when you're trying to, whether it's a positive message, whether it's you're posting about something that you're doing, if somebody's giving you shit about something they know nothing about from somebody who's never met you, their life must be awful. And if anything, you feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Because they probably just fell off their Xbox, they're in the white undies covered in Doritos dust, and they have got nothing going for them.
Yeah. Hopefully it's chili heat waves, because chili heat waves,
they're the bollocks.
They're the bollocks, aren't they?
Yeah, with a natural cheese sauce.
Oh, mate, let's not start. I'll be starving.
Sorry, Clint.
This is like a diary. This is meant to be a podcast of
The
positivity.
unactive physiques of active physiques.
What this really is, the diary of Richie, the secret here.
Yeah. Or cheese.
But it is true, and I think this is why, I could sit here and keep going on about all the trauma that I've experienced in my life. And I've just finished a retreat for people through gambling recovery for the weekend.
Amazing.
And was absolutely so emotional being part of it. Being around 60 people who have lost everything and still found a way back. And they still want to better themselves. And I think when we look at recovery, addiction, it's just like we all should be. Everybody's been forced to recover because I've lost everything. I'm yet to come across, and this is going to sound strange and it's controversial, I'm classed as an inspirational and motivational speaker. But I'm a fraud. and so is every other inspirational speaker out there that I've seen. Because for me, every one of those, including me potentially, but I don't really sell anything, but everyone else is selling their story of trauma to triumph. And we all congratulate them.
Yeah.
They do me. It's amazing. Look how far you've come, you've achieved. Even the fact that I'm sat here today. But for me, a true inspirational and motivational speaker would be somebody who was living a really happy life, still did all of the mindset, mental health work on himself. So when life come and smacked him in the face, they was ready for it. And they didn't have to break, ruin the family, lose the home, attempt to take their own life, and then talk about it 5 years later. That's a true inspirational speaker for me, and I can't wait to find one of those.
Yeah, 100%. So what is the plan for Mike Burton? What is the goal? What is your goal?
Well, when I look at it, I had a goal which was to send 365 messages to the world to try and make it a more positive place.
And you've done that.
Yeah, and I suppose, rewinding back into the story, I've only ever had one job interview in my whole life, and that was 17 for a trainee gym instructor. I've never had another one, and that's not because I've been successful, but by default I have. But at that point, I've literally survived my whole life. The fear of failure has driven me so hard that I was a gym instructor, past that, struggling with education. I was a personal trainer. I started a personal training business, started running Biggest Loser, Grimsby and Cleethorpes Biggest Losers, health and wellbeing programs, transforming 60 to 100 people's lives every 6 months. I did my own charity, raised £300,000, put it out into community, worked with two amazing guys, Pete and Dave, and set up schools for children with special needs like myself, because I suffer from ADHD, learning difficulties, got social, emotional, mental health problems myself growing up, and I struggled with education. And you look at all of those things, and I think to myself, all of that, I blagged it.
You didn't blag it. It's called professional winging.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Yeah. But when I say this, I blagged it because I was that scared of the fear of failure. It drove me to success.
Yeah.
But I did it all at the detriment of my own mental health all the way along. And it was only when we sold the company and I saw the money go into my account that I absolutely hit rock bottom. I had an anxiety attack, and I wouldn't wish anxiety on my worst enemy. And I was ringing 999 telling them I was dying. And there was like, you're not, 10 minutes on the phone till a woman says to me on the phone, I was like, prove it to me, I'm not dying. She went, Mike, you're talking to me, you're still breathing.
Yeah.
But if you've ever suffered from anxiety, you'll know exactly what I mean. At that point, I realised I walked into my ex-partner now, and I said, I'm not happy. She went, what do you mean you're not happy? I thought that finance, because I've never had it, I've never had financial security.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody to fall back on massively. I've got amazing mum, amazing sister, amazing family. But do you know, financially, no one else is going to come along, pay your mortgage, support you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I haven't got that.
Yeah.
So when I got it, I thought, that's it, pain-free. Didn't heal one part of me. And that's when I started going to therapy.
Yeah.
Went to therapy, started peeling back the onion, realised, about my rejection, inner child. I realised social anxiety that I've been struggling with. And I literally started to rebuild myself. Invested all the different money for my son, did that. Realised I didn't need a lot of money to make me happy. No one charges me to jump in the sea at 5 a.m. I need a cheap gym membership, go to gym group, cheapest gym group, and it's because it's 24 hours, get up early, have a McDonald's coffee with my best mate in the morning, send a positive message to the world, all of that's free.
Yeah.
Or it costs a couple of quid. Happiness doesn't cost a lot of money.
No.
And the biggest thing you can ever do for yourself is look inwardly and heal yourself. And it was even when we had the conversation, you coming to the point of what's next. And I'm going to tell you one story that happened when I knew what was next for me. Is when I'd sold the company, moved into the next company.
This was the schools.
Yeah, sold my school, special needs schools, for children like myself.
Yeah.
And the two guys, Dave and Pete, who, brought me in, absolutely can't thank them enough. They showed belief into me. Yeah. and just, believed in a vision that we shared. 3 council estate lads, all turning round. Believe it or not, when you think about it, I was nearly going to prison, selling drugs, delivering drugs. Yeah, these two was ex-coppers, so it was a funny old story that we all became mates.
It's always like the start of a joke.
But together, the 3 of us, from the business side, safeguarding side, and, the educational side, come together and we didn't create a school, we created a home.
Yeah.
So we did that, and I moved into a new company so we could help more children across the country. Melrose Education, amazing. Met Tracy and the investors, brilliant. I went in there, and we built lots of schools around the country. But when I knew I was retiring and coming away from that, for the first time in my life, Richie, I had a choice. What is Mike Burton going to do? Because I never had a choice till that point. Even being as successful as I was, never had a choice. Because I was just working hard, being in the right place at the right time, and trying to make a difference. By this point, I'd realised I was trying to support people because I didn't feel supported as a child. I didn't know myself properly.
Yeah.
And this moment was coming. And my therapist said to me, Mike, you're going to have to decide what you're going to do. I said, I'm going to retire. She went, you retire, you go fucking mental. Therapists shouldn't really say that, but we had a good relationship.
Yeah.
But so then I get up, and I'm getting up. We're in Tenerife. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm still going for a walk in the morning. Still up, boom. Doing my normal routine. Found an amazing little coffee shop. Walking first morning, I'm like, right, going to make a decision what I'm going to do. Started walking. Yeah, Mike, what are you going to do? I'm going to do this. Guess what? For the first time, popped into my head for about 12 months. That negative self-talk came. That self-doubt came. I was like, I could go back and do fitness. No, you can't do that. You're too fat now. Oh, you could open this business. What would people think of that? Oh, I'm going to do this. You'll never achieve that. Or I couldn't get out of my head. That little broken child was back. And it was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. I'm walking on the same seafront. And I mean, I've got ADHD and I'm a serial overthinker. So this was consuming me.
Yeah.
And I was feeling really shit about myself because I was thinking, now I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rest of my life holds. I don't know who I am. And at that point on day 6, I was walking down the seafront and the sun was coming up. See the water there. And I was like, it was so simple. Everything I've been doing in my whole life was trying to help people. And I realised, and I'm not religious, but I believe there's a power at work. I've been put on this earth to make the world a more positive and happy place for people to live. And at that point, I'm not lying, I whipped my top off, whipped my shorts off, got my tits out, jumped in the sea with my phone, I won't lie. And I do this and you see it, and I jumped out and I'm like, literally out the sea, I'm Mike Burton, I want to make a positive to the world, car don't want my own, please help me, share my messages, I'm going to send these messages to the world for the next year. Bosh, press send. You ever go back to it, the captions are over my face, yeah? It's blurred, it's selfie camera, everything's in there, water on my face, spitting, snot coming out my nose.
Class.
And I look like I found God. I look like I've just been baptised and jumped out the water. And that day, from there, literally, I said, I'm going to send a message every single day, and all I've done is done that. And over the first year, I got booked, believe it or not, my first ever talk, guess where it was?
Come.
Homicide Police.
Couldn't make it on, could you?
No. Yeah. So Homicide Police, I go to give a talk with an amazing guy called John Lancaster, who's an international motivational speaker. I turn up, look who he is, and I'm like, oh my God. So then we turn around and it happens to be that I end up getting put on last. Chief Inspector interviews all speakers before and he goes, yeah, you're going to be relatable, you're off keynote. I'm like, what about this guy?
Yeah.
So I'm sat there all the way, 150 police officers, community workers all across Humberside. And I got up and spoke. And I got voted speaker of the day and it was like, this is what you should be doing. And at that point, I just continued sending messages. Since then, I've put my own event on in my hometown. 4 amazing people, Mindset Soldier, Tom Talks, Louise Hawkins. We put a mindset movement together. Travelled around different cities so far and delivered a talk trying to inspire people. We're going to be doing more in January. I've just done a retreat, been on podcasts, done other live talks like we was at. And to this point, guess what? I'm still, if you look on my bio, I don't sell a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a coach. I'm not a business. I'm not even a franchised inspirational speaker. I am genuinely a guy who gets up every single day and says to himself, I'm going to try and make the world a more positive place to live, because guess what? This world is crazy. This world is very negative. We are not designed to be happy, Richie. We're designed to survive.
People feed off negative.
Going to take you back to your point earlier on. When you were saying earlier on, you look so positive all the time. Yeah? So I'm going to ask you a question. Why are you gone from being somebody so angry to somebody so positive?
I think a lot of it's just being grateful for what you have and what you've done. Like, I know I was in a really, really bad place, and I reached out for help at the time, and I didn't get it. So it was up to me to go, right, sort your shit out. Like, this is down to you. Nobody else is going to come and knock on your door and go, listen, I'm going to help you out. So I think there's a sense of, I'm very proud of me for doing it by, obviously, not by myself. Do you know what I mean? There's friends and family and people that sort of give you the odd bit of support all the way through it. But essentially, it's down to you.
Of course it is.
Like, you can't, if you...
what you just did there, by the way?
Go on.
What we do as a human nation, we apologise for being proud of ourselves by trying to just think, what are they going to say?
Yeah.
And if you didn't mention those people and they heard you say it and they were still proud of you, they're your true friends and family.
Yeah.
Because then it's, when I say this all the time, when people do it, you'll say to somebody, oh, I don't do what you do, but I do this. What you're really saying is, you think what I do is better than you. Because you're apologising because you don't know how it's going to land.
Yeah.
And if you ever, anybody watching this, you listen now for the next 24 hours to people and you have a conversation, they'll apologise for what they're about to tell you because actually they don't think it's good enough. So if it doesn't land properly, they've already told you it's shit anyway. But that's, going back to, you're just informing your subconscious, that I'm not good enough. So we're surrounded by negative self-talk. We do it to ourselves.
100%.
Sorry, mate.
But no, I don't know. Like, I was sick of being unhappy and angry.
I love that. Anybody listen, but do you know how many of us, are unhappy and we're sick of it? We walk into the office every single day and moan about it.
Yeah.
Do fuck all about it.
See, I'm now, because I realised what was affecting me and how other people affect you.
Go into it then. What was making you unhappy?
The way people talk, the way people talk around me, I am fucking so ruthless now with who I spend time with, because it has a massive...
Would you want to know that if you spend time with you, because you are like a ball of energy?
Yeah, but but you are. Peter, Clint, everyone around that I speak to is on the same level. Do you know what I mean? Like, anybody that knows me really well will tell you this. Like, if I will walk out of a room. If somebody starts going, oh, bloody hell, this, I fucking hate my job or whatever it is, right? And they've been in that job for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I've said to them, well, come on, let's leave your job, apply for other jobs. Oh, yeah, well, I'll get round to it. See if they haven't done any. I'll just go, stop fucking boring me with your shit. Like, you're talking about the same, you're moaning about the same thing you were moaning about 5 years ago. What have you done about it? Oh, well, nothing. Well, shut the fuck up then, because I'm sick of hearing it. Like, and because I can't be around people that are moaning all the time. Because it has a massive knock-on effect on me. Like, and I know it does. So I'm constantly fucking deleting people for just being If I'll be the first to try and help people and go, listen, well, let's sit down and have a look at this. If you then go away and do nothing with that, that's your being. Do you know what I mean? But you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And if all you're doing is moaning
you're just
and
so
fucking angry.
I've got a great... If you can find this clip for afterwards, Matt Fraser, the CrossFit guy, he's the most fittest guy in the world, Matt Fraser, right? Said something. And I say all the time, and I did a public interview, and an about 65-year-old guy from Newcastle said this same thing, and it's so weird because you've said it, he's said it, Matt Fraser said it, I said it.
Yeah.
So this has got to be right. Is people are always more willing to help people who are willing to help themselves. If you're not willing to help yourself, you'll lose people really quickly.
Yeah.
And Matt Fraser, right? So you look at this clip. So he goes, if you're stood at the side of a road, and your car breaks down and you've got your thumb up, people just keep going past, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
But you start pushing your car up the road on your own, someone will stop
100%.
because you are trying to help yourself. And that is exactly right.
It's a great analogy.
That is ace, isn't it? Do you know when you say to yourself, it's true. You start showing you want to help yourself, people will help you. Prime example, I have never asked to be an inspirational speaker, be on a podcast, go to a retreat. Because I was sharing my journey honestly and authentically every single day, just trying to do it, people recognize it and they're like, yeah, I want to help this person.
Yeah.
Even if I was the worst speaker in the world, so hopefully I'm just above bang average for you. Yeah. But yeah, because you saw my mission of what I was trying to do, you have a podcast, you have an audience, you're more likely to give me an opportunity.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't putting the work in every single day, posting those videos, helping people, doing random acts of kindness, trying to better my own mental health, look after myself, you'd be thinking, why would I want him on my show? You wouldn't. So if you want an opportunity in life, do the work without expecting the outcome. Visualize what you want and just keep working till you get there, because that will come.
Yeah, yeah.
People can't unnotice what they're seeing. If they're seeing it, every best analogy you're going to get to help you, if you need some advice now to help you stay true and disciplined on this journey you're on that you don't know how long it's going to take, visualize where you want to go, and it has to excite you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make the plan of how you're going to get there. Short term, yeah. What's your next week look like? What's your next month look like? And beyond. You can never make the right decision. You have to make a decision and make it right along the way. Listen to all the information and data that's coming your way.
Yeah.
But I promise you this. If you're doing the work every single day, showing up without an expected outcome,
Yeah.
it will come faster than you know.
Yeah. Somebody said something to me once. It was something like, the universe will reward you at the price of effort.
Yeah.
And it's bang on.
And it's true. And when people say this, and I have some controversial views when people say about why don't you read and why don't you do all these like courses and PhDs.
Yeah.
Barring science, science, obviously they have to do that. They have to figure it out. It's factual. They have to do months and years of research.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for everything else, when it comes to, personal development, mindset, stories, and, all these books of Atomic Habits, everything that they've got that people's made millions out of and amazing names. People go, so how do you get your messages? And I said, do you know all these people that's writing books, traveling the world, giving talks? Guess what they're all written on? This beautiful game called life. So tune out of what everyone else is doing and start tuning into yourself, because you've got all the answers just in here.
Yeah. And very much so, like, what works for you won't work for other people.
100%.
You've got to find what, and this is why it's yourself, self-development. Like, somebody can't...
I'm going to stop you because really apologise for this, but how many people has done a veterans movie?
No one. Not in the UK.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're living proof of it.
Yeah.
You're embodying the words you just said. So why are you doing this veterans movie?
Because when I came out, obviously that happened with Matt, left the army, got backdoored, bliss that and the other. But
no thinking, pure emotion.
Yeah.
Let it out. Why are you doing it?
Yeah, yeah. And while I joined the army at 16,
Yeah.
I left at 21. So I went in straight after school because it was fuck all
Are you
else
still
in.
classed as a veteran at 21 when you come out?
Yeah.
Just for anybody who's not listening, that's why.
Yeah. And so I knew nothing. I'd never had a normal job. I'd never done a normal thing. I'd never done a fucking tax return. Do you know what I mean? I've never paid a bill because it was all done for you.
Yeah.
So I came out and obviously I was angry. So straight away, the only thing I knew what to do was to go to the pub and drink.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did. And just went...
Yeah. In that negativity
completely spiraled. Yeah. So with this, all I want to do, and if I can just help one person not go down the same route I did and actually be sound. Like I always say to people now, my life started at 30.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time I was happy. Do you know what I mean? Like genuinely happy.
On that question, and if you think, so I'm guessing what you're trying to do
Yeah.
is get veterans the right support when they exit the army.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you'd have got that at 21,
Yeah.
how long do you
Yeah.
think it would have taken for you to be able to get to that place?
Matter of months.
Yeah. And that's so if there's any reason for you making this film, because how many years would you have lost? How many years have you lost? Sorry.
Well, I came out at 21, and I'd probably say my life is sorted from 2 years ago.
So you're going to say, I'm going to say this for you. So we have people who put their life on the line for our country. Yeah. They leave. They don't get the adequate support. Not only is their life being ruined, and I'm sure many people have taken their own life. So God bless everybody who's saved our country.
On average, 5 a week.
So let's just take a moment to, recognize those people and sending love and care to all their friends and family, because hopefully you can avoid this,
Yeah.
Moving forward, even if it's just for one person of that 5,
Yeah.
But if there's any reason to try and make a positive difference to the world, like I'm doing, but more importantly, like you're doing with this movie and beyond, is you've lost 8.5 years of your life that you could have had back. Your family's lost that. Your friends have lost it. But most importantly, how many people, including yourself, has had to suffer because you haven't got the adequate support?
Thousands.
So for me, and this isn't me, making a plea for you. This is me making a plea for the people that are going to be leaving. Is why wouldn't somebody, donate £1, £5, £10 to try and make a positive difference to save? Yeah. If even if you have to look at it from a left-sided view or outside the box.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it from the outside the box, the investment is for those people's leaving's family.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's saying a thank you for putting your life on the line for your country.
Yeah. And that's it. I want it to almost be a blueprint to go, and it's something that can be proactively used by the MOD to go, before you leave, watch this. These are all the paths that you could go down that you should completely avoid because it's wrong. And then at the end, it'll be a guide to go, because what I want to do with the credits is actually put on there who is helping people.
Brilliant, amazing.
So almost like you watch a film.
Just tell me your top 3 things that come to your mind. Who's that? Let's just give some actual recognition to the people who are helping veterans.
Yeah, Armed Forces HQ, straight away. Them, absolutely brilliant. They'll literally take people from being on the street to a successful person.
Yeah.
In a relationship, happy family, and everything in between that. As far as anyone else, I don't want to say any more names.
Because they're going to be in the credits.
No, because I am deep diving into everyone.
Brilliant.
Because I want to know. The worst thing I want to do, because you imagine, you make the film.
Yeah.
Imagine I put people onto the wrong people.
Brilliant. And I love that. That's another thing that people can take lessons from is people come to me and they always ask me, they go, I am not a therapist. Yeah. Although I've got qualifications in mental health, I'm not promoting myself as a therapist. I'm not promoting myself as, a life coach or any of those things.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be accessible to people for that. I want to be accessible every single day to help them. People coming to me, I will only refer them to actual charities that like Mind, fantastic charity. Yeah. Navigo locally, we're a fantastic charity. But when anybody starts any type of mission or charity, the one thing they don't need to do due diligence on is the people supporting them.
Yeah.
So I said to you, I had a surprise for you. What I'm going to do is, and it is live and recorded, I am going to work with you and your friend that we're not going to name, and I'm going to surprise 2 veterans who are on the path taking the right steps, who need a break, and I'm going to take them for a full day of positivity.
Nice. Nice one, mate. Appreciate that.
To the value of 250 quid each.
Amazing.
So that's my plea to you, my pledge to you on this call.
Appreciate that, mate.
So if anybody else is watching this one bit, just donate £1.
Yeah.
Donate £1. Imagine if 1 million people donate £1. How many lives could you help?
Fucking thousands. Well, so let me tell you this. And the biggest thing with the film is I want to. You're never going to stop, but it would be very nice to be able to, but minimise the suicides in ex-forces across the UK.
And for me, I'm aligned with that for the fact that the suicide rate, like the fact that, you know, the suicide rate is unbelievable.
It's insane.
And
so let me give you these. We lose more people in the UK in 2 years, ex-forces from suicides, than we lost in 20 years of Afghanistan. So we lose more people at home, where it's meant to be safe, in 2 years than we did spend in 20 years in Afghanistan.
Wow.
That's mental, isn't it?
That isn't, well, and my ADHD comes to my mind and I look at that, and hopefully we'll be able to promote this, is if anybody watches this clip I'm about to say, and you want to help, one, acknowledge the amazing people that saved your country, and two, hopefully lower that suicide rate, make a coffee at home today, and the money you'd spend on your coffee, this week, just donate that. And know that when you're drinking your coffee at home, you're potentially saving a life.
Yeah. Unreal.
It's as easy as that. When people can, that's what people can do.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing, but when I go sometimes, if I see there's a charity that I like at a certain coffee shop or what it is, I'll top my money up and I'll do that again.
Yeah.
And the one thing to know is this: you never need to understand, has it helped? You just need to be proud that you've tried.
Yeah, 100%. And it's changing the way people think of, you know, Doris walks down the road, because there's so many small independent charities who do amazing things with nothing.
Yeah.
You've got the likes of Health Heroes.
Yeah.
Who are, I'm not going to say what they are, but all as I will say is, I went from being the best soldier to homeless within 6 months.
Yep.
I rang Help for Heroes. This is why I've got such a bugbear with bigger charities, and we'll go into it. I rang Help for Heroes. I rang Soldiers Off the Street, the Royal British Legion, and what was the other one? Homeless Forces or something like that. It was something. Every single one of them, right? I never forget, I had 3% battery left in my phone. I rang them and I went, listen, this is the first time in my life I've ever asked for help. I'm sat in a doorway in Crewe. My phone's going to die. I'm 21 years old and I'm sat here in a doorway and I do not know what to do. Every single one of them people said, we'll take your details, we'll take your phone number, we'll take your email address.
Your phone's about to die.
We're a bit busy at the moment, but as soon as we can help you, we'll help you. Every single one of them said that. To this day, I've never changed that phone number. I've still got that email address.
Yeah.
I've never been contacted by any of them. To this day.
And yeah, that's sad.
So, but still, to this day, poor Doris, of 70 years old, will walk through town centre. She'll have a last tenner in her pocket and she'll go, I want to do something really nice and I want to help, you know, people that have fought for our country, blah, blah, blah. She'll go, here you go, Help for Heroes.
Yeah.
There's my last tenner. I dread to think how much of that money actually goes to help.
And I know this because I raised money for lots of, you know, local big charities, and it was only when I actually, one day I wanted to buy all the therapy equipment and I raised money for it, for a hospice. And it took me 6 months before I was allowed to buy the equipment because they wanted the money. And then I looked into the charity. And for me, yes, charities are huge. They do need staff, and not quoting any numbers.
There is operational costs.
But when I say this, 100%, I just genuinely think to myself, if you are a CEO or a director of a charity, if you fully believed in it, I don't understand why anyone would need more than 100 grand a year.
I almost think, I was talking to someone about this the other day, I almost think if you are going to be a CEO of a charity, you have to be retired.
Yeah.
Because there's no monetary motivation.
And that's the bit when I turn it around and I say to myself, when we look at this, you asked me to come on a podcast, who is Mike Burton? When the hardest thing you're ever going to do in your life is to stay true to your true purpose. And I've managed to do that, and I will continue to do that, and I'll keep verbalizing it. Is I started this journey to make a positive difference to the world, not to make a positive pound. Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's it. And if I do make any money, that I already do donate it to charity. As I said, the money that I earn from a certain talk recently will pay for me to be able to help 2 Army veterans. I've already pledged for the next talk that someone's booked me for. That's going to be helping some homeless people at Christmas. And you need to be able to find out what makes you happy in life. Drive yourself with every ounce of energy to achieve it. But please, the only thing that ever makes you an amazing person is your ethics, your values, and genuinely the respect you have for other people. And ultimately, I think when you deviate from your purpose in life, you're disrespecting yourself.
100%.
I do.
100%.
And it's hard because everybody wants a bigger car, everyone wants a bigger house, but why do you want it?
Yeah.
True happiness is not found in materialistic things. I promise you that.
No.
It isn't.
It's people say, so I really want a Lambo. It's been my favourite car since I was fucking that big.
Yeah.
Always, that is for me, but...
Do you need goals in
now,
life? Everyone needs goals in life.
Of course you do. And a good friend of mine, he's well aware that I wanted one, and he surprised me once. He said, listen, Rich, he says, you've done more than me in a matter of months than friends have in my whole entire life. Take that home and for a couple of days and put a smile on your lad's face. So, like, my goal of having a Lambo now, like, my lad is more obsessed with Lambos than I am, which is very hard to nail, trust me. And now I can't imagine, like, anything happier than going to Lamborghini with my lad, both was getting in there and driving out together. Do you know what I mean? That, for me, it's the experience, not...
I can relate to it because when I knew that my companies and different things were selling, I did say to my son that on his first day of year 7, I'd take him to school in a McLaren.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a materialistic person, I don't like cars, but I knew it'd be like when you looked at it, that might not happen.
Yeah.
Or I might have to borrow one. So if anyone's watching it, has got a McLaren in about 7 months.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was, so when and genuinely, I was nearly in tears. So, and I lived in Bradford and he gave me the key and I was like, oh my God, like this is like, and mate, I rang Kirst, my wife, and I was like, you would never guess what, I've got a fucking Lambo, biggest give me his fucking Lambo for 2 days. Like,
amazing.
Do not tell the kids. So we turned up and my lad was sat on the front. I says, right, come outside. And I come down the road and I see my lad's face and mate, it was the best picture. And I was nearly crying. Like, I
nothing
as
wrong
soon
with
as
that.
I seen him, I was like, wow. And he was so happy, mate. Like, and I was like, the next day I was like, come on, mate. And bearing in mind, the school that Ollie goes to, it's probably a 45-second walk from our house.
Yeah.
It's literally around the corner there.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, come on. And it was a convertible as well. I was like, come on, roof down. I'm taking you to school in Lambo. Kirsty's like, what? I'm like, yeah, come on. Listen, it's going to be the coolest fucking school kid in school.
Not? It's true.
It's an experience, isn't it?
But what anybody listening when I say this is, I said there's a power at work. I don't know what it is, but that's been a dream of yours.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm just going to reiterate what I said earlier. Work hard, do the right things, be kind, be a positive, caring person for other people, and the universe will deliver it to you. Have you got one of your own? No, but you got it.
Yeah.
And if you don't ever see it, you're never going to get it.
Yeah.
And even if you get a taste of it, that's motivation to do more.
Exactly.
But that is the universe's way of saying to you, do you know all those kind things you did, Richie?
Yeah.
Here's a little thank you.
Yeah.
And that
100%.
is it. The world.
I live by treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
I will never treat anyone any other way than what I want back. And that, if you can live by that, whether it's
True.
a bad way or a good way, if you want to live like a shitbag and fucking be a shitbag, treat people like shit and you'll get more back.
100%.
But if you genuinely want a nice, positive,
calm
environment, calm-ish,
ish,
then put that out and you'll get it back.
And if there's a few things, if you got any more questions for me?
I was going to say, I've got one more.
Okay, so when I say this, anybody who's a business owner, tip for you, always deliver a better service than you paid for. Watch your business grow.
100%. So one thing I do, right, I go onto Google, and I do this all the time.
Yeah.
go onto Google, any, not competitors, I call them other people that are doing similar things.
Yeah.
And I will always look at the bad comments.
Yeah.
Like the bad reviews. Look at people's bad reviews. Say, like, you get your 1 star. Oh, they moaned about this, time delivery, blah, blah, blah. I'll go through and write all them down. They're all the things I have to do amazing.
Yeah, brilliant. 100%.
Because you're delivering everything that nobody else can.
You're just collecting the most positive data you need, the negative stuff.
Exactly.
Because if I want to be good, I don't want to read them myself.
Exactly.
What's your final question?
If there was someone sat in front of you now and they are at rock bottom, let me start that again. There's somebody sat in front of you. They don't know what to do with their life, but they're unhappy. They've got a shit job that they don't like. Home life isn't good. And they're just genuinely not happy in themselves. What is the first 3 things you would do?
The first thing
to make a big impact on how you feel, how you live. What is the key elements in life?
I think the first one for me is acceptance and personal accountability. Mm-hmm. You have to sit there and say to yourself out loud, I had to have a panic attack. You don't, if you're watching this. I am not happy and I want to change. And they tell the people closest to you that, so they expect it. Because the first thing you do is you have to tell people. Because when you tell people you're not happy and you want to change and you're going to try and get that support, you're taking the personal responsibility for it. I'm going to do it. Yeah?
Yeah.
What you'll find then is, the people who then say to you, yeah, we've heard that all before. You don't need them. Get rid of them straight away. Yeah?
Yeah.
The people who go, I'm here to help you. Suddenly your community and tribe's going to go from this to this. That's better. Less people, less noise, less negativity. Number 1. Number 2, before you do anything else, you need to start the positive action. So I've got a little thing. It's called a happiness buffet. I'm going to tell you how to do it. I love food. I know you love food.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
How could you tell?
Yeah. So then what I want you to do straight away is do this. Stop where you are because you're feeling really shit. And I want you to go back as far as you can, whether it's, 10 years, 2 years, 1 week. And I want you to write down on a piece of paper, list them out as many as you can. Yeah. All the things that's ever made you happy and smile. Yeah. Then you draw yourself a rectangle. Yeah. You break it up like a bear marine and all you can eat buffet. You write all those things in. It's walking, coffee, listening to music, seeing my friend, jumping in the sea, drawing, whatever it is. And it's about you, not anybody else. Things that's ever put a smile on your face. Yeah. You do that. You got a happiness buffet. At this point, life's going to get tough because you're going to start to change. You've asked for support. You've told yourself you want to change. You know what makes you happy. You're going to need this. Because the third one is you then have to say to yourself, who am I and who do I want to be? And don't listen to the really shit advice online, that says to you, I don't like my job, quit it. Never do that. Fastest way to increase your mental health is take money out of your pocket. Yeah? Because that just don't put pressure on you. You got a family, that's it. So what you do then is, what do I want to do? Do I want to change my job, my career, the biggest problems in your life? And if I want a new job, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my job and I'm going to spend 1 or 2 hours every single day side hustling to work towards that until you can get that way, until you can get to the point when you can leave that job you don't like. But then when you're going through this and you're trying to improve your life and you might go down one road and it's not very good and it's stressful and you don't like it, you'll change your road. But you're going on that path to something you enjoy. This is the key bit. As you're on that path, it's going to be hard. You're going to need to show resilience. Yeah, you're going to get knockbacks. So you need to be able to keep your mood and happiness as high as possible. Every time you feel low, if you feel a little bit low, you go back to number 2. You get your happiness buffet out. You have a little bite of it. I'll go for a coffee. I'll relax, reflect. I'll recharge. I'll redirect myself. Because I said earlier on, you make a decision, you make it right along the way. My decision is I want to be happy. I've gone down that road. That didn't really work. So I've learned not doing that. I'm off down a different road. Okay? Mm-hmm. Then what happens is life gets really shit. Someone comes along and really fucks your life up. Yeah? Or illness hits your life and you feel like you're hitting rock bottom. The time, mental health doesn't have a day off and everybody suffers with it. Yeah? It's good, average or great. Yeah? Or really, really, really poor. And that's when people sometimes take their own life, and hopefully this one thing helps. That happiness buffet can not only just save your life, it can improve your life. And I say this, when you feel a little bit down, you come and have a little bite of it. When you're feeling really down, you become a greedy bastard and you eat as much of that happiness buffet as you can until you feel good enough to go back to chase those dreams.
Yeah.
Don't keep chasing those dreams, while you're low and your mood's low, because you'll get exhausted, you'll burn out, and you'll quit.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what makes you happy, you've got nothing positive to fall back on. So personal accountability, create your happiness buffet, and get chasing your dreams with everything you've got.
Le Bosch. What a fucking great way to finish.
Yeah.
Mate, bro, nice one for that. Really appreciate that. And we could sit here and talk for hours.
And it is. And the only thing I ever say when I finish off is, I know we'll talk about where people can find me and everything else, but if you are listening, I send a positive message to the world every single day. And my final message for anyone listening to this is this. Remember, you're enough just the way you are. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not. You can always become better, and I finish every single one of my videos with, smile, it's a great day to be alive. And it's my saying, and it's because of this. 140,000 people won't wake up tomorrow. And if you're listening to this, you have. So you've got the opportunity to change your life for the better. And people would give anything to have one more day on this earth, to hug their partner, see their nana, watch their kids grow up. So do not ever think you're not enough, because life's for living. Go live it.